Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Mono Black Devotion. So tonight is the Friday Night Explorer of the end of the year, and I wanted to try just a Mono Black Devotion for switching things up a little bit. I've been playing a lot of aggro decks or some super heavy control, but in Explorer especially, I haven't really been playing a good mid-range deck, and I think the Mono Black Devotion can serve as that because it's got so much disruption, which is fun to play. So the deck runs disruptions like Thoughtseize, which we obviously thought was going to have in a Mono Black deck in Explorer, but also we're going to run Deep-Cavern Bat so that we can look into our opponent's hand. And like I said, right, Deep-Cavern Bat is a good card to get rid of a not the best card, but a second best card in their hand, and then we can get rid of the best card with cards like Thoughtseize, unlike in Standard where we had Liliana. We started Liliana here, but I couldn't fit it in the deck. In addition to that, we also have cards like Phyrexian Obliterator to blow up their permanents, and also Bloodletter of Aclazotz to double our life loss triggers to our opponent, not ourselves, of course. And of course, if we have the Bloodletter and the Grey Merchant, that's a lot of damage, right? This by themselves are already 5 damage, but with the Bloodletter, they're gonna lose double, so they're gonna lose 10 damage. Woohoo! So much life loss. And so, you can see that the Great Merchant also has the ability on the bottom. It says where X is the devotion to black, but you gain life equal to the life loss, not you gain life equal to the devotion. So if we double, they lose 10 life. I believe we also gain 10 life because of that. That's a pretty good combo. So that is what we're running in this deck. Now let's look at the whole deck list, right? Shall we? In the early game, we got 4 Cut Down, and 4 Thoughtseize, and 4 Warlock Class. Unfortunately, on Explorer and Pioneer, the fetch lands are banned, so we cannot run what's that called again? The 1 mana destroy target creature with not power level. The converted mana costs 2 or less. Fatal Push. I think it's Fatal Push, right? We cannot run Push because, well, you know, we don't have a fetch land to make it 4 or less. So that's why Cut Down might be slightly better. And then we have 4 Thoughtseize and then 4 Warlock Class. Warlock Class makes our, at the beginning of our end step, if a creature died, our opponent lose 1 life. That's not a big thing. But if this class becomes level 2, then we're going to look at the top 3 cards and put one of them in our hand and rest into the graveyard. But it becomes level 3 with 7 mana, and our opponent will lose life equal to the life they lost, so double the life loss. So imagine that we have Bloodletter and Grey Merchant. They lose 10 life, they lose double 10 life, they're dead. So obviously that's not really going to happen in a lot of games because that costs 7. But in some sort of controlled drawn out game, that could work. Then in the 2-drop we got, like I said, Deep-Cavern Bat, but we also have Gifted Aetherborn to have a Death Touch lifelinker so that if our opponent has a boar presence, they don't have a board presence anymore, and if our opponent's dealing damage to us, we get to gain life out of that. In the 3-drop, we got 2 Murderous Rider as a removal plus life-linking creature, and also an Endless Cycler goes back into the graveyard whenever it dies, or it goes back to the library whenever it dies. And then we also have 3 Phyrexian Arena for card draw. Then in the 4-drop, we got 4 Bloodletter and 2 Phyrexian Obliterator. We already talked about the combo. With the 5-drop, of course, we have Mono Black Devotion, so we're going to have the Grey Merchant. And then in the land base, we are a 25 land deck. So we have 2 Castle Locthwain, 2 Hive of Eye Tyrant, 16 Swamps, 1 Takenuma, and 1 Nykthos. Or 4 Nykthos. Nykthos, of course, is to help us get our Mono Black Devotion. Now, if I could, I would probably run somewhere along the lines of 3 to 4 Locthwain and cut the Hive to 1 and then maybe cut a Swamp. The problem with that is I don't have it and I don't want to craft it because I'm running out of wild cards. So that's why I'm only running 2 Castle Locthwain. It was a huge disappointment to me that they did not bring Castle Locthwain back when they brought the, what is that called again? The, not Ixalan, that was said before that, Eldraine back. So, well, anyways, that is the whole deck list. Let's go and try it out. I already have a deck with that name. So, oh, I think, yeah, I called it Explorer Devotion. Mono Black Devotion. Let's hope I don't have another deck with that name too. Okie doke. Let's go and explore. Hopefully we can do a thing or two about Treasure Cruise, because I feel like every other deck is going to run Treasure Cruise and kill us with that. And One thing good against Treasure Cruise in Black deck will be Shieldred, which is not what we are running. And because I'm running Phyrexian Obliterator, I'm hoping that I can get around that. The problem with Shieldred is it's a good card, but almost every deck has removal prepared against Shieldred. Still, there are justifiable reasons to play her, and so you can definitely cut an Obliterator to one or more to Shieldred. I'm gonna play against Fade, and I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. Maybe, right? Just maybe the Shieldred's not having Shieldred's okay. No card draw, but we got 2 Obliterator in our opening hand and a cut down. You know what? Let's try it. We're gonna Warlock it up. I think level up is sorcery, right? I haven't played level up for a while now. It does not say. I don't remember. I guess I'm gonna level it up. Since not playing anything. Great Merchant's pretty good. I don't really have anything else to play next turn though, right? Should I just put the Great Merchant into the graveyard though? Castle Locthwain's also pretty good, give me a card draw, but I'm kind of afraid of our opponents. Probably an Absent Greasefan or Amalia deck. Yeah, Great Merchant is really good, but what am I going to play next turn? That is the problem. So, next turn I'm probably dropping another Warlock Class and doing it again if he's got nothing else. Okay, Greasefang deck. No, Amalia, what? Sorry. Brains don't work. So, what am I doing? Cut down on Amalia for sure. And I guess I'm playing a tap land. And I'll play another Warlock Class. Take 2. I am a Warlock. Gilded Goose. My goose is cooked. Selfless Spirit. Alright, so what are we doing? Do we cut down the Gilded Goose and see if he wants to Selfless Spirit it? Pretty sure you control game indestructible until the end of turn. I could cut it down, but I'm gonna run out of mana to play other spells. This is a tricky turn, right? Is he gonna combo off on me next turn? Do I just hold off? Man, these Obliterators. I gotta get it out of my hand. I mean, it's not like he has a counterspell. What's going on? Amalia's a good deck, though. I mean, if he combos off, he just combos off, and I just die. So, gotta be careful with that. And now that I let the Selfless Spirit out for a whole turn, I'm not quite sure what I can do. Extraction Specialist. There goes the Amalia. Attack with the Selfless Spirit. Alright, so how much mana? I mean, I'm gonna attack for sure, right? So, let's attack first. See if he takes the damage. I can get 5 devotion? No, 6 devotions. Ow. That's not a lot. 6 devotion is basically nothing. I can make him take another 5 damage. 6 devotion, 7 mana. I can cut down the Selfless Spirit. That's not a lot. I don't think it's lethal. Right, he takes 7, and he'll be at. Is it 7? 1, 2. Yeah, he'll take 7. He'll go down to. Well, he'll take 2 more, so he'll go down to 9. He'll take 2. He'll take 7 more. That's not lethal. Ugh. Okay, well. Gonna have to try it. That'll be 8. Actually, I mean, I can look at the top card of my deck and see if I have another removal, right? Because it's not lethal, so I guess we'll just level up. Nykthos? Great Merchant. Is that lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 8 damage. That's not lethal because he takes 2 more for losing a creature. But Thoughtseize can take out the important card in his hand. And that might be what I need. Let's kill the Amalia. Make him sacrifice his Selfless Spirit. Maybe he won't do it. He does do it. Game's indestructible. Well, it's a lot of Amalia, but what happens when you have no Chords of Calling? No calling for you. It's a lot of damage he's taking. Alright, we got him. Mono black with the Obliterator. I mean, the Obliterator didn't do this obliterating thing, but it attacked, right? So that's a big deal. Be able to push 5 damage whenever we want is important. Don't forget to check your mail in the upper right corner, because they give out gifts there instead now, apparently. It used to be that when you log in, the gifts just pop up like, hey, you've unlocked this. Now you gotta click on the mail for some reason. Alright, we're playing against Mineta, I think? I don't know. Alright, opponent goes first. Is it Gigantha? Huh, okay. Do we keep this hand? We have no cut down. We have no Warlock Class. But we have an Aetherborn. That's kind of slow, right? Aetherborn is not a removal. A Gigantha means that it's probably not a burn deck. Who knows? It could be a combo deck. Is this a good sort of hand to keep against a combo deck? I guess we'll find out. I haven't played this deck enough. I do want 1-drops. We got like 12 1-drops in the deck. But if it's not a combo deck, looks like it is a combo. Oh. Skrelv. Maybe it's humans? But with Gigantha? No. Okay. Did he keep a 1-lander hoping to draw another land? I don't know, but you know, we both have pretty bad hands, but he had way worse hands. I guess he mulliganed down to 6, kept the 1-lander, and hoped that he would draw another land. He didn't, and just quit. So yeah, I want to say pretty standard play of Magic the Gathering, but the word standard might throw people off. Pretty typical game. There you go. Want to know even more about Magic the Gathering and MTGA Arena? Nah. I guess one thing that I'm very disappointed about Arena is they're never bring multiplayer on the format. Multiplayer as in more than 2 players. You go first. That's a 3-drop. That's a 4-drop. That's a 5-drop. Going first, keeping a 3-drop. I do have a lot of lands, but I feel like it's also a Gigantha deck. Are they burn? You know what? Let's find out. Wow. Hello, dinosaur. They're not burn. I don't know what they are. I think this is Absent Greasefang. which means that we want to keep our Murderous Riders murdering. The thing about Abs and Greasefang, they don't have a lot of interaction. Oh, no, it's not Greasefang anymore. They got blue. Strategic planning. Oh, God. Is it a Reanimator deck that's... Sultai? Sultai Reanimator? But then he put 2 lands in his graveyard. Alright, so what do? Takenuma? I guess we will Takenuma this turn. Not going to play out the Murderous Riders. Those are our removal. Don't know what they're playing. Is it just Counterspell Sentry? Maybe. I don't know. This deck has a lot of various types, right? So putting in a Cavern of Souls probably won't help, because what am I going to name? Just zombies? That's going to get Grey Merchant or Gary, and it's going to get the Rider. That's about it. I don't think I have any other zombies. Well, should we start looking to get countered? Let's start looking to get countered. Game's going to have to start somewhere. And as a control deck, he's going to start countering me. Otherworldly Gaze. It is a Reanimator deck. That's a lot of putting cards in the graveyard. Maybe it's a Phoenix deck, but it has green. So, like, Phoenix deck... I mean, he has lands that's green, but he hasn't really played anything that's green. It's just strategic planning into Otherworldly Gaze. Into Rogue. That's new Explorer meta right here. Did the Treasure Cruise just break everyone's brain? Oh, whoa, Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial and Wail of the Forgotten. Huh. That is interesting. But he doesn't even have Descent. Because you just keep putting instant sorcery in the graveyard. He's got like 2. Hardcast Gaze instead of flashing it back. Okay. Does he just want to keep putting Gaze in his graveyard? He's got a lot of Gaze. He's got 9 cards in the graveyard. That's something. I don't have any graveyard removal for a mono black deck. That's kind of iffy. But when I was trying to make this deck, for some reason Bojuka Box showed up, and then I realized I was in a Historic and not Explorer. Oh, Historic. The format that no one will ever play again now that Timeless is out. Very interesting why they did that. Also, has anyone tried to play Timeless? I feel like only super intense YouTubers play, because that game is so wildcard intensive. You get to cast Neoform to exchange a 6 to a 7. Whoa. Okay, so that's what's going on. Ah, okay. Atraxa into a lot of removal. Yeah. You got it. I don't like it, but you got it. So I'll have 5 mana. Well, okay, this brings in 1 more mana, right? So this adds 4. So, but it costs 2, so that's 4, 5, 6. I'll have 6 mana. 6 mana is not enough for anything. It's not like I have a fight spell. Yeah, 6 mana is not enough for anything. I could Murderous Rider to Atraxa and then play the Murderous Rider. That's exactly 6 mana, right? I guess we'll attack first. See if he blocks. Is it First Strike Lifelink? Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. Alright. What would you like to do? Takes the damage. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. play the Rider. And then he mills 4 cards. Sultai attracts a Reanimator. That's a lot of Thoughtseize gone. I'm pretty sure he wants to Heartless Act the Phyrexian Obliterator, right? That would be the turn. But would that be his whole turn? Strategic planning. Heartless Act. Will sage you. He's gonna plan first. I guess, because it's a sorcery. I really don't know what's going on. Maybe he thinks he can live with an Obliterator out for 1 turn. Fatal Push. Ooh. This is down to the wire. Mono black deck without Invoke is really testing my patience here, because I just feel like if I had to Invoke, it would have been so much better. But oh, it's gonna pop my Nykthos. I mean, you got to pop a Nykthos. Congratulations, but now you're gonna face the Obliterator with a Mana Confluence, no less. And I have a Thoughtseize. All right, so this is gonna be 7 damage, right? Double 7 means he's down to 1. Oh boy. That means that if he taps his Confluence, he dies. That's interesting. What does he have to bring back? Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Stubborn Denial, Neoform, Whale? Maybe it's the Whale? There's a lot of Atraxa. There is a... I mean, he can't really play the Atraxa, right? What's his plan? Neoform nothing? That's really weird. Okay, well... let's take his Heartless Act, then he can't really kill anything. He's got Fatal Push. Alright, this is yeah, unfortunately, I think I count this as end of turn for some reason. It's not the end of turn, so that means that he will live through this turn, because I should have played this before I attacked. Slight misplay, but this is only counter target non-creature spell, so you can't counter the Bloodletter. You can Fatal Push the Murderous Rider, but he'll take 2. Take 1? No, yeah, I take 1 for that. Now he'll take 2 if you want to push. I mean, he should have pushed if he wanted to. Now he better hope he top decks something good, because Atraxa won't help him. Right, yeah. Exile target instant sorcery card from your graveyard. Copy it. Probably copied the Heartless Act. I think he wanted to do that twice. That's why he held up. Nothing of his died, so he didn't pay for the Mana Confluence. If he pays for the Heartless Act, he will only have... oh, he push! What are you gonna push? Oh! Huh. For some reason I didn't think about that. Because his thing dies, so he gets a bigger push. Still only down to 3 mana. Will he play anything, though? I don't actually have non-creature spells, so I don't think this does anything. Otherworldly Gaze. I have a lot of creature spells. He's putting more cards in the graveyard. I think he's trying to get that Delve creature again. I did not play this perfectly because for some reason I thought this was end of turn. It was not the end of turn. Okay. I mean, I don't really want to take the Stubborn Denial out. Taking the Atraxa out doesn't really do much. If I deal 2 damage and then I deal 4 more damage, he'll be down to 2, right? Then what is he gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does need just 1 more mana. But I'm attacking for sure. He does just need 1 more mana for the Atraxa. But then, what is he gonna do with the Atraxa? I guess Great Merchant right now can't be stopped. And he will definitely be brought down to 2 life. And then the Mana Confluence is going to deal 1 more damage to him. It limits his play a lot more. He has a lot of ping lands, so it makes it so that he can only play a certain type of spells. Does he top deck the best card? I don't know. I think the best case scenario he can have is top decking a land to play as Atraxa. But that is a dead card. GG! I mean, I didn't play perfectly, but we got through anyways. Alright. Mono black deck. I don't think... Did we drop a game today? Mono black devotion is very devoted. Alright. That's all I'm gonna do for today. I don't think I have enough time for another video. Lots of New Year festivities. So let's talk about the deck a little bit though. Honestly, I don't think the Hive did anything or is worthwhile. It is a graveyard hate. I can see that. But a lot of the time, I do want to play on curve. So that does make it a questionable inclusion in the deck. Obviously, I would love to have 4 Castle Locthwain instead. But I don't have 4 Castle Locthwain. So if you have 4 Castle Locthwain, run 4 instead of the 2 Hives. That would be more preferred. A lot more preferred. Now, instead, I want to talk about the other cards, right? The cut down has been very, very good. It's been kind of removing all the opponent's cards whenever we needed to. Fatal Push probably would have done the same thing, but a cut down is, I think, a better condition than Fatal Push for this deck because we don't have a lot of things that goes into the graveyard on our own accord. So that's why I think cut down is slightly better in that sense. Thoughtseize is an absolute must. The Warlock Class is something that helps us win the first game because we can keep making our opponent lose life. But also, Warlock Class is a hidden card draw. A lot of people don't see it coming. You just draw cards whenever you need to. Right, so that's pretty good. The Deep-Cavern Bat is something that you can get into your opponent's hand with, along with Thoughtseize, to really disrupt their play, which is lovely, just lovely. And it's a flying lifelinker, so it is lifelink. Your opponent has to think about it because they can't just burst you down, regardless of it. Same thing as the Gifted Aetherborn. It's also a Death Touch lifelink. It hasn't really done much in today's game other than just help us boost the devotion slightly, but it is definitely something to consider because it's a pretty good card overall to boost devotion, and also it's a 2/3 Death Touch lifelinker that does a lot against mono red. We haven't faced any mono red, but this will do a lot. Murderous Rider help us win the game. But we killed their Atraxa and then we started attacking with the Murderous Rider. I honestly think that Atraxa deck played it all wrong because they broke our Nykthos, which is good, but then that was our whole turn, which is bad because they gave us a turn to just start beating them down with our creatures. Phyrexian Obliterator, Phyrexian Arena never came out. Phyrexian Obliterator is how we won a lot of the games, really just having him on board and attacking. And I think if it was Shieldred instead of Obliterator, it might not be kind of as impactful, which it's funny to say, right? It's a 4/5 that does 6 damage a turn. You think it'll be more impactful. But the 4 pip of black really give us our devotion that we needed. So that's what makes it, bumps it over the edge. One thing about Bloodletter of Aclazotz, be careful, because that is not end of turn ability. That's whenever damage is lost, right? So you got to play it before you attack. If you are a pro player and you like to attack before you do anything else, just remember that. This is something you got to play first. That cost us almost the last game. If I had to play Bloodletter before I Thoughtseize, or, you know, just main face Thoughtseize first and then play Bloodletter, I think I would have done a lot better. So that is the whole deck, right? Gary is in the deck because it gives us that end game push. It gives us that devotion, damage dealer, life loser, that also gains us life, which is very, very important. The land base, I already talked about it. You know, 4 Locthwain is probably best, but you 100% need to have 4 Nykthos. In fact, not only should you have 4 Nykthos, I am thinking about whether or not an additional Cabal is good. So that is not Cabal Coffer because that's not allowed, but we do have a Cabal Stronghold. 3 mana, tap to add a black for each basic swamp you control, which I think you need to have 5 swamps and then this on board to do something. That's 6 lands. You need to be able to play 6 lands for this to do something, and by that point, it's already kind of late in the game. So There are definitely reasons to say that this is not good enough of a card, but there are games, those fringe games where this could be a thing. So this is always in my mind about a black deck. It's not Cabal Coffer. It's not as good. It's nowhere near as good as Cabal Coffer, but Cabal Stronghold might be reasonable. Don't craft it. Don't go craft it. If you have it, maybe keep that in instead of 16 swamps, 15 swamps in one coffer, or one stronghold. That's, again, that's something that you can consider. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me for this Friday Night Explorer, and have a happy, happy New Year. I'll see you guys next year. Bye-bye.